Where do I even begin with the tea? I mean, I actually have class later today, but it's a late class, so I'm just going to, talk to the invisible chat for the time being, just to spill some tea to get whatever's off my chest, because the last time I did this was when I came back to streaming. Never felt so alive. Well, I mean, in the case I've not felt alive, but it's more of I never felt less burdened by the fact I only have like a bit of water with me, so like that's just gonna be my companion. I'm hugging a very, very soft blanket close to me as I'm listening to very nice, comfy music. Currently, there's no chat in this screen because it's just going to be me talking majority of the time. It's like I said, it's just me ranting on stream. It's like a late night ranting with Sin. It's not really with Mika, but like it's with Sinister. Where do I begin? I'm already about to cry. And then like stressing out for like weeks on end. Recently, I guess you can say in the VTuber terms, I already graduated from my RP community, my role-playing community that I was part of for 2 years. I finally graduated from there, or basically, the group basically shut it down. I've already stated a complaint about it, but like I'm not too upset with the fact that the community is closed now, but I am upset with the fact that the friendships I've learned or like cultivated for 2 years in that group crumbling very ever so slightly. And then on top of that issue, we have my other friend circle having another issue going on. So while others are struggling with, the RP group dying on us, I have like 2 communities dying on me. I think I recently had another friend also had like the same situation, but they're not part of the same secondary group as me anymore. They left quite relatively early, but like it's fine. But like I'm mostly affected. Actually, honestly, I'm just affected by both. I know like a lot of my friends have struggled with apparently poor treatment from the group, but like I'm just there to vibe with the closest people I can at that time. And then here we are. I have nothing to say, I have nothing much to say of that group. So yeah, it just ended horribly in the sense of like everything instantly blew up. Like, I don't want to go into detail, it's just horrible. Like people blew up instantly very fast at 2 a.m. at my time. At that time, I was playing Final Fantasy with friends. It was so scuffy. The group is gone already, but like, oh lord. reading the whole entirety of it was really... I thought like the feeling of like, maybe it was me, maybe it was my friend, my other friend, being too much against our admin. But at the end of the day, we were just equally jaded by them, or like fucked over by them to another degree. Honestly, it was my first time going to an RP group, so I wasn't anticipating for much. And then a lot of my friends, or at least a lot of people, have been saying that this was like the worst managed one out of all they've been. So that's interesting tea for me. That's interesting news for me. But like, I'm not going to have this be a determiner from joining any future RP groups. It's just that maybe after this one, maybe not so much in the coming future, or like maybe I'm not gonna be joining any more RP groups anytime soon. I still love like role playing and stuff, but like not in this economy, not in this time. I've been like away from Twitch, or at least I've been away from the Twitch community for almost 2 years thanks to this RP group. Like back before I joined the group, I used to be like a heavy Twitch lurker. I used to interact with a lot of people on Twitch, even though it was just chat. There's a whole dilemma I had during those 2 years too. I also did like an event post somewhere on one of my friends' servers because they allowed event posts there. Maybe I'll read it out on stream. It's an emotional situation, but I'm willing to share it. Is the very least. No one really cares, but like, I'm just treating this as an outlet at this point. It's been like 5 days since I've been trying to cope with this scenario, and I'm still coping. Like, I'm fine with the community dying, but like I said early, just now, I'm repeating myself because it's so, I don't know what's the word for it, because it's so, emphasizing. I'm just basically emphasizing the situation, like at least emphasizing the word. Like, it's just a very emotional night for me. Very emotional. I have my comfy blanket and I have my water with me. That's the closest thing I have for comfort tonight. Before I sleep. Or cry myself to sleep. Like, there's just a lot of things. I think most people will find it, what do you say? Okay, people who are in, I guess if you're in a friend circle and then you're the most matured one, or at least the maternal friend amongst your friend circle, probably you'll understand the feeling of having to put people before yourself. That is basically me for the past 5 fucking days. I'm a person who likes to be babied, honestly. But half the time, I look at my friends and the community and the situation, I have to be the bigger person. It is tiring to take responsibilities. You, friend circles with the maternal people, you out there, whoever is listening to this, you know what I mean. That's what I've been going through for the past 4 to 5 days. It is tiring. Like, there were some things I wanted to tell friends, vent to them. I can't, because, Jesus, they're also going through a lot of stuff. Recently, like with my secondary community group, I swear to God, it's so bad. Not in the sense of like super toxicity bad, but it's just one of the person is super toxic. I never realized how toxic of a person they are. Also, with the fact that I'm talking about how toxic that person is, as you can see the timer, it's 4:11 a.m. I could technically stream this just now at 9:10 p.m. I couldn't stream in the afternoon because I had classes in the afternoon, but then like it's 4 a.m. something. Like, Mika, Sin, shouldn't you sleep or something? I should. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep, so I'm here at 4:12 a.m. talking to the chat where no one is listening. Well, I mean, like, sounded listening, but like technically, you just are lurking there. And I'm just saying, the reason why I choose this time period now, other than the fact that emotions running high at this peak, is because some of my friends are actually asleep and they never watch my VODs. They support me for sure, but they never watched any of these VODs. I'm the only one who does the highlighting and editing for my own stuff. So if by right, if I did stream slightly earlier, one of my mods would have been here. And they are my friends and I don't want them to be worrying about me. I know they care for me and I care for them, but I don't want them to worry about me. I don't need them to be concerned about me because I can take care. Then that night when I broke down crying, I swear I only had a minimum of 3 hours of sleep or less than 3 hours of sleep. And I had morning classes on that day. I legit was still in shambles that day. But I still went to class. No one knew because I didn't have any friends in class too. I went back to the 1st of July school with no friends. Because like, fuck bro, I 2 years of worth of being in class, like online classes, I barely made any friends. Because I spend most of the time conversing with my other online friends. But it's fine. I'm coping. 30 a.m. But like yesterday I went to like our friend Discord and then they're like, oh, they wanted to discuss something. But then since I was at the Starbucks thing, I just jumped into the call first and then chit-chatted with them a bit. And then they told me what they were going to discuss with me. And I was not just me, but like everyone in that friend circle. Oh man. The amount of how fed up, peeved energy I had when I heard that. I kid you not. Oh god. I at the end of the day, after I went back home, I had like stuff to do. Like I'm not gonna disclose what stuff it is. But like just stuff. And I was thankful I had stuff to do so I could avoid going into the VC on that night. Because let's just say my intuition knew there wasn't a point in me going in there. And then I already knew what he was going to say, so there's no point in me going there. If you had stuff to discuss with the others, you can go ahead. It doesn't have to matter with me because after a while in that friend circle, I barely even go to that chat room anymore because of like how deeply scarred I guess everyone or majority of the people that frequent there were. Like it was so bad that it's not that I'm running away. I didn't find any purpose in going there anymore. It's like you know, if the feeling of like if people stop going there already, why are you still going there? I already saw there wasn't a point in going there anymore, so I just didn't bother. Then occasionally if I just see people there, I just drop by just to say hi, but then at the end of the day, when I go there, it's just the same things they've been doing. Kind of like trapped in their own bubble for like majority of the time. I was already like moving on already with the situation. They were like still there. I could have been rude by telling them to move on, but like they were still my companion. I couldn't bring it too hard to tell them to do it because people are built different. I think I mentioned this long ago on that stream. People are all built different, or at least I told someone we're all built different, so people take informations differently. So I didn't want to say shit that would hurt them too much, because I on the other hand move on kind of fast with the fact that I already see the assumption and the futures and what was going to happen. So I already dropped everything. I think one of my friends actually know how bad, or at least like how fast I did that too, because it was also regarding about another toxic friendship I had. Same scenario. I can't give like a pet peeve. I can't give two shits if the person won't help themselves. I really don't like when people can't help themselves. I may have given my help to you, but if you can't bring yourself or help yourself, I can't do anything about it. I think it's the same thing with counselors as well. Actually, maybe do I want to even put the mental health tag on this stream? That's fine. I think it's the same thing with counselors too that I realized after so long. Regards to like my old friend, the old toxic friendship I have, when she told me their counselor was already giving up on them, I was thinking the counselor was kind of, you know, horrible. You know, like why would you do that? You're there to help them or something. Like why are you saying that? Like you shouldn't say that to your patients. Then I realized why, and I realized, yeah, I see now. Because okay, I'm not going to psych major yet, but I'm already, how do you say, doing my own small research, understanding like if I do want to, I guess, be a psychiatrist, I don't know, counselor in the future. I'm already like taking into consideration how people already should behave, or like just in general sense, like how am I supposed to take all these hard pills to swallow. There's so much effort you can actually put into helping someone, but if they themselves can't help themselves, that's no progression, I guess. I won't say it is no point in helping them, it's more like there's no progression. Sure, you may put or your 100% to helping them to save them and stuff, but if they themselves don't want to move, it's difficult. It's, like what I told my friend, it's like poking a stubborn bull. It's not gonna do much if the bull doesn't want to move. Worst to worst, you're just gonna make the bull ram you. You're gonna piss the bull off instead. But like, yeah, anyways, so they were saying about the whole they didn't also want to stay in this group anymore, and I'm here like blinking my eyes at the scenario. Like I wasn't in a VC like with video call or anything, I was just listening to them saying it. I really wanted to just do an eye blink motion and be like, sigh, guess that's it. That's it for this situation. But in the first place, that friend community server had already been fucked over by multiple things already, or at least like in my perspective. But like as I was saying, the community was already fucked over. I explained it my case that you could call me a hypocrite, but I'm fine. I already said that I'm a hypocrite in some cases, but I can justify myself. If you can justify yourself, you're fine, but admit you're a hypocrite first, I guess. So I told my friend, at least I gave a clear, solid reason for the people I added into that community server. I knew these people for a long time was one thing, so I trusted them with a lot of wholeheartedness, and I was with them for so long already. So as a trusted person, so I wouldn't mind if like asking them to add them into that community. Again, with intuition, I don't see them as a bad person. Like I haven't find any sense of danger, or at least sense of like caution when I'm with them. And then they're a good gaming friend too, or like a good sport and stuff. So I asked them like they could add them into that community circle, because like my friend, the founder of that community, was also a person who played that game, and we needed like another person to play it with us because some of our members in that community didn't like playing the game because they're two pussies. Like yeah, that was our cases and stuff, but we had other friends that we added in there because they were also part of our role-playing community. So it was fine in that sense, because like that our role-play community was a very tight-knit community in the sense of like the members were very close to each other, despite some not interacting with all of them. But like, I guess you can say in some cases, all of us were like a family in that community. Even though, even though I tell people I treat it like a workplace. But as they say, a workplace can also be a family if you have good relations with everyone. Families fight, but as long as you learn from your mistake, it's fine, you know. Like, anyways, there was that. Like, you know, added the people there. Like, all these people have the reason to be there, a proper reason to be there. And then came the moment, or came the days where two of our friends, two of our other friends from that community, companions, started adding, I guess, random people into the VC, or not VC, the server itself. Like, excuse me. Like, if you were to ask, do you know this person? And then everyone will be like, yeah, we knew them from like this friend circle, but it's not of online friend circle. It's like probably through Facebook or something, or through a very trusted mutual, like that kind of case. Like, those are one case, but then those other people that were added into our community, they're good people, but at the same time, the server was starting to look more of a subpar private community, is what I can say. Okay, never mind. I'll just be straight up. It's late. No one, technically, I know is gonna be here, hopefully. That community started to look more of a streamers community and the highlight of everything. I kid you not. Majority of the people there who were added into that group probably or mayhap has at least streamed a few handful of times. They are good people, but at the same time, it's like inviting a stranger to your house and you barely even interacted much with them and you barely even watch their content. Like, I won't even sweat the fact of roommates. It's just legit. Those people where you're okay. People who have stayed at dormitories or like share houses. I'm sure you probably know this feeling. I know Rini knows this feeling. When your roommate brings a stranger to the place and they ended up staying there. It's basically that same feeling. And you don't even interact with said stranger too. You know your roommate, but like, who is the stranger? And why are they staying at your place? Why are they eating your pudding? It's kind of that kind of moment. It's just that, I guess you can say because I'm being cultivated with Twitch culture back then, so I'm so used to the fact of like a stranger coming into a circle and stuff. But the issue is that I knew the premise behind that server and the use of that server and the reason for that server's, you know, that server to be there. So it was a bit starting to look scuffed. Kind of scuffed. So I find it ironic now then, like, I just didn't want to bring it up, but then now I'm finding it very ironic that they said they wanted things to go back as it used to be. Like, bro, even I want it to be as it used to be too, but like, there are too much things that you have to move on from. Like, I'm too sorry to say, you have to move on too. I'm taking in consideration your mental well-being too, but it's just, you have to move on. It's a real moment that you have to move on. I don't know if they managed, but anyways, I just don't know if they managed to talk it out with the others. But for my case, I'm already situated, I guess. If they were to hand me the mod server instead, I'm just gonna vibe with whatever it is. It's like we have already stuff that went down already, so it's like, I'm not surprised. Even their attitude was already another toxic attitude that I didn't want to say anything about it. I didn't condone to the toxic attitude, but they were coping with it. They were using it as a coping mechanism. People are probably going to start saying like, Mika, Sin, shouldn't you have stopped them if you knew that it was a toxic coping mechanism? Well, listen here, Sunny. The thing is,
it is their problem, it is their issue to deal with. It is not my job. Plus, you know, I'm not your counselor. This is not my job. I shouldn't be handling this. If it gets really bad, then I will tell you off. But if it doesn't get bad, you know, I won't say anything. I'm horrible in that sense of like I let stuff fester over first, then I chip in to stop the situation. But the thing is this, I don't want to get involved in whatever bullshit that was going on. I already knew from the start, and I really didn't like how they were treating the situation and the person. It's just that I didn't want my hand dirty from the situation. And I knew their personality. Telling them off wouldn't do anything other than making another person pissed off. Point. But like, yeah. When that person added me into their friend circle, and when I looked through their whole entire group and stuff, I could tell this was like one of their very, you know, secluded, comfy spot and stuff. They are very, you know, friend family group, you know. Let's just say the group evolved to the point that we actually had to have a private channel just for ourselves only. If that doesn't make a statement, you know, as to how bad it was, the number of people that got in. Like this, like majority of the time, it wasn't even the founder of the group, and it wasn't majority my hand in the doing. It's majority two other members, because they always thought it was fine. Like, and I can't say so much about the founder. The founder was also like a very open person, so they would always agree that they would be like, oh, do you know said person? And be like, oh yeah, I do. And then like the friends will go like, so can I add them to the server? And then the founder will be like, yeah, you can, go ahead. That's the conversation I've been hearing for the past week since then. I think I was in a tarot card reading with them too. And then suddenly one of our friends came into the VC saying literally what I just said. But like the people were good. The people were nice people. It's just that it got really messy. But yeah, so the fact of like they wanted things to go back to normal, I can't, like, bro, we just can't. It's impossible already. They have to move on with that fact that even I've already moved on. So regards to that person I said who was my ex-friend now that I called like a fucking bitch. my toxicity, but like that's the only word I can define them now at this point. There's no, I won't call their name out. I don't want to do a call out post. I don't want to make this into a call out video. But I'm just gonna say it. The freaking rat bastard bitch. No, the thing is this, people have rarely heard me swear this aggressively. Like I do swear like fuck, oh no, fuck. Like, you know, I do swear a lot, but like me sitting for a whole fat minute just to consistently swear, it's so bad. This is also regards to like the friend circle falling as well for that community. I kid you not, read the room is what I would want to do. Tell them so badly. I was in that because they were in the VC in that community circle, and then I couldn't get the chance to converse with them for so many times already, and then I found the opportunity and I went into that VC. What a fucking beta move, I swear, it's a fucking beta move. While people other than me were in the VC, I kid you not, they straight up declared friendship end. You know how fucky that is? To be in a public VC with strangers and you just go, hey, Mika, friendship over. If my model could blink my eyes now, I am blinking my eyes. Because, yeah, I know. Because that's so shallow of them. The thing is this. Everyone else kept quiet. They didn't know what to respond. They didn't know how to respond. Like they didn't even go or like, hey, stop the toxicity or anything because they were strangers. They're bystanders. They had no input in the scenario and stuff. So they couldn't say anything. And then there's also the fact, I guess they, like I said, they didn't want to mess with people's drama. The thing is I've already grown past the drama for like 2 months plus already. I couldn't even tell it's been 2 months. It felt like 3 months already. Like, my take on the situation is that that person has almost gotten into multiple arguments with me. It's just that I never bother to put my foot down. I just be like, okay, case closed. That's it, bro. Case closed. I don't want to talk about this. Case. I just chose not to initiate any more arguments with them. I think one of the arguments was about their character. Okay, this is also related to the role-playing group as well. So we were from the same role-playing group. We were still getting into tarot card readings and stuff, and then did a joke tarot card readings for her character in the storyline. It said something around the lines of like, be careful what you do kind of moment. Like, just be careful what you say and do and stuff. So what happened was, their character, I warned them about this, and then they didn't heed the warning. Their character got sucker punched in the storyline. And then I complained. I said like, bro, I told you already. The tarot cards also said like, heed the warning. He's gonna get into serious danger if they didn't heed the warning. And then their rebuttal was, how the fuck was I supposed to do that? Because it was not in character. What kind of fucking reason is that? What kind of baby ass reasoning is that? Like, sure, it wasn't in character, but there's always the idea of like, you're the writer, you can weave it in as long as the mods don't realize it. As cheating as it sounds, it's your character. You want the best and you want your characters to survive. Like in this roleplay group, character death is a thing, so you want to make sure your characters are alive. If we can cheat the mods, might as well. We don't want to settle with our characters dying. It's basically like D&D. You know, if you know danger's ahead, why the fuck would you like go for the danger unless you know there's like a treasure at the end of the rainbow? So that's one argument, and then I avoided continuing on with that argument, but they occasionally still brought it up. So that's really annoying. I can probably go more in detail to what was like the most recent argument that caused the rift in our friendship, because I kid you not, it was so fucking petty. But like, yeah. So about this bitch, after she told me we weren't friends in the VC, I DM'd her because she told me, or she basically declared that she was gonna tell the founder of our group the same exact message itself too, because her puny ass brain, her puny ass mind, her very clouded tunnel vision said that the founder and me were conspiring against her, when in reality she's just building this up for herself. I'm just silent as to like how tunnel vision that sound. Like, I've met a worse person compared to her, but that's another very bad attitude. I've never expected that to happen. I didn't expect them to be this much of a toxic person. Like, okay, I get the fact like dismissing of their I guess you can say they weren't of an EQ personality. They didn't have an EQ personality, so I dismissed that factor. I didn't go for emotional support for them. Like, even my friends told me like, oh, this person wasn't a EQ person, so you shouldn't bother being emotional with them because they won't be able to empathize with you. Like I said, everyone's not built the same, so people have enough EQ, some people don't have. Like, people have a lot, people don't have a lot. So she was one of the classes of she didn't have a lot, so I didn't want to do anything about it. But I didn't expect it to be this bad. She told me her struggles with one situation before. And I was like, oh man, that's really bad. And then she kept saying she's gotten over it, but she hasn't actually gotten over it. The amount of times she brings out that anecdote, or like her passive aggression every time it's mentioned, like that person's every time mentioned, she gets super passive aggressive, or anything hinting in relation to that person that she doesn't like, she gets really passive aggressive. If you really have actually moved on, I'm sorry, bro. For my own clouded judgment, like, shouldn't you stop being passive aggressive? She was being passive aggressive with that case, and then similarly with my case and her case, she was super passive aggressive too. I actually, not gonna lie, I actually wanted to apologize to her because I actually did care about our friendship at that point of time, but I told myself, I realized the situation, like after a while of trying to talk to her, she never even tried to talk back to me. But like, yeah, I went to her DMs. I told her, don't bother, or like just don't message our founder of that VC or that group or that server, that you're unfriending them, or basically you're not going to be their friends, because that founder of our server was very close to this bitch, basically super close. I would say that it's my fault for the issue, but at the same time, it is also the bitch's fault. Like, I have my own proper argument, but she makes me sound like I'm the super villain here. But like, at this point, I'm just saying, you're more of a villain than me. Because at least I put the founder's feelings before myself, because at that time I already given up on this person already, and I was more worried about my actual friends, like health and personality and stuff, because she was so affected by it. Like, her health slightly deteriorated quite a bit. I mean, I asked her how she's doing now. She says like she's doing much better after the whole split of friendship, which is good, so I'm not complaining. Before that, I already did tell her, like, okay, the universe says it is best to start moving on. Grab whatever stuff this bitch has ever given you over the years, put them in a box. I swear, put them in a fucking box is what I told her to do. Because she's a sentimental person, and I'm sure she's not willing enough to throw it out. So I just told her to put it in the box instead. For her health and mental sake is what I told her to do. So it was during that period of time when she's trying to do that. And then this fucking bitch, I swear, 2 days after I told her not to do it, I got a message from the founder, my friend, saying that she told them that we're not friends anymore. Thankfully, the founder was already in good spirits at that time already, so she was already letting go of the scenario already. So I was like, I was like quite happy for her, like good riddance kind of moment, very good riddance of that kind of moment, because like, I think my other friends know, or at least like, I don't think Rini knows, but one of our other friends, she knows that I stated my point of view of how toxic the relationship was, because that bitch, it's only something that, okay, how to say, it's only something you only realize after you give it a long hard stare. Our founder friend, my founder friend, she's a giving person. She gives and gives, so she basically compromises all her own feelings and all her own time just for our, no, this bitch basically. She basically compromised so much just for them. And then in return, this person, in my POV, because I wasn't part of their friend circle for long, so this is just my standard viewing of like how it looks from knowing them, or like just looking at their relationship. This person just keeps taking. The amount of give back is not, I guess, in my personal take, it's not enough with the amount of how much she gave back to the friend, basically. So it's good the fact that their friendship ended. Like I said, I'm a bad friend, but I'm not a fake friend kind of woman. I tilt people. I've been told that I tilt people with my personality before and the things I've done, but I usually do them in the sense of like reason. So I say it's my fault, but at the same time I don't want to say it's my fault. Because if I were to explain what was the okay. I can't really say much. It's just that like just me entering the friend circle was the reason to the cause of the rift, but at the same time it was for the better or the good, in my honest opinion. As much of an asshole I sound, because I brought out the true toxic nature of that relationship. Because even I was a more of a true friend to the founder than that person itself, because I actually did cater for her health, her well-being. I kid you not how bad and like how petty they were, because they said like, so when I messaged this bitch about the whole don't message the founder, you're gonna unfriend them and stuff, they were so petty by saying, so the first thing that you messaged me is about the founder's feelings? What about my feelings? Do you hear like how unreasonable and outrageous that sounds? You shamelessly point blank declared in public VC, we aren't friends. Why should I give two shits about you? You have no rights. You have no rights to get my apologies or anything, or the fact that I cared for you at this point, because we're not friends anymore. Oh, if we're gonna be strangers, I'll treat you, you know, like how I treat, okay, not most strangers, but like how I would treat a shitty stranger. Because I stated before, if the person is a shitty person, there's a type of treatment I give them. It's the type of treatment where I don't want to bother with your mess, but I'm being courteous and I'm just being polite with the matter. Enjoy your time, sir, but I will never want to interact with you ever again. And then if you were to ever interact with me again, it's either A, I quote unquote run away, but it's more of a I leave before shit goes down, before I lose my sanity by staying in the same VC as you kind of moment. Or, you know, I sit there and I shit talk, or basically I say stuff that will piss you off, that might make you go running off to the mods telling like, oh my god, this person said shitty things about me, please ban them. So this person, I like how petty of them, just to say that, oh, I put the founder's feelings in front of first before them, and then they want me to care. The gall of them, the fucking gall of them. So fucking petty. Oh, and then like they started talking. Started like I gave them the most logical answer. Like I will change my speech pattern or like text pattern, depends on like who it was. Like I can be funny ha-has with my text. I'll be very memey with the things I say. But there are some occasions where I will give an actual proper answer. I act stupid. Like I am stupid in some cases, but that's on purpose. But like yeah, so how petty this thing was. So the argument I had with this bitch basically was over the fact of we couldn't decide when our next stream would be. Petty, right? Because okay, I didn't want to say this on stream long ago because like I said, it was a very tight timeline. It was a very tight scenario because she was also in the same RP group as me. I had friends from that said community that would occasionally come to my stream because it is already 5:30. No one in that community would be on this stream currently. And then I had friends who, you know, may have been from the other time zone, but they would not appear on the stream unless I gave them my link or I told them I'm going to be streaming today. I didn't post that I was
going to be streaming this on Twitter today. So my Twitter is clean of the notification I'm streaming at this hour now. So I didn't want to say anything because we were still in that community. We were still in this, workplace. I didn't want to say shit because like we would have to see each other's face on a daily kind of thing. So I didn't want to say anything. So the argument was basically about not being able to select a time because I kept telling them, I'm more freer than you. You decide what time. You don't tell me to decide it. You tell me to decide it. Because how do you say? Like, anyways, my case in this was I didn't tell them this because like, okay, call me bad manager for this, like planner, for not telling them, like, because I want to give them freedom of choice. But at the end of the day, shouldn't you as a person, if I gave you the choice, just decide? The idea of like, if whoever is the organizer gives you a choice, just go for it, just pick something. But in the end, they kept saying, no, Mika, Sin, you pick, you decide what time, The thing is, if you ask me to decide the time and decide the thing, I can give it to you very fast because I'm a very fast bitch too. I'm a very fast person when it comes to planning because I know what I want. I know how I function. The thing is, it's a collaborative work. I don't know your schedule. Do you get what I'm going on here? They say they are free, but I'm just saying they are not free. Most of my friend circle know my schedule is a very hikikomori schedule, i.e. a shut-in schedule. I barely interact with my own family members other than if there's a need to. I don't eat with my family for dinner. I eat in my own room kind of context, or I have food in my room and then that's my whole entire meal for the situation and stuff. All like people, whoever is listening, sure, go make fun. Mika's a hikikomori. Oh my gosh, she's a fucking shut-in. Oh my gosh, she's probably a NEET. Yes, I am a NEET, but I am also a student, so shut the fuck up. I agree to it. Like, they say, sure, you may, shit talk me all you want, but I already shit talk myself harder than anyone could shit talk. So, fuck off. Like, I know where I stand in this situation. So, when I gave them pick a timing, because I know their situation, they're the complete opposite of me. They have house chores to do. They have dinner with family to do. Their family members always ask them to do something at some odd hours. Their family members also sleep at a specific time. On my case, I'm streaming at 5:30 in the morning. You realize something very off about that compared to who's free. It's 5:30 and I'm talking at this audible level. I have not heard any of my family members ever come into my room or like knocked at my door. If that doesn't say like how much my family actually bothers with me at odd hours, that says a lot. They really just Mika Sin is a very independent person. Just leave her be. She's a good kid. She doesn't do anything illegal kind of context. Like, my family trusts in me to the fact of that thing, and then if it's very important, I will usually settle the things for them before anything else happens. That's how I function. Whereas my other friend, sometimes when she gets asked to do something, sometimes she gets a slight delay in how fast she goes and does stuff. I'm just gonna say that. So I'm just saying, she says she's free, but I smell bullshit. I call bullshit. I legit call bullshit because like other than that, she has like, oh, I need to shower or what. Like she has things to do. She has a lot of things to do. I go on my own rhythm. I go on my own pace. That's why I told her, what time do you want? Because I will fit my own schedule into their schedule. Like I said, the concept of like, I keep telling them, I'm free. You decide the time slot. You decide the timing because I'm the one who will tell you if I can make it or not because it's easier for my case.
But then the thing is this, if I were to bring this up to them, they would still persist to say like, no, you pick the time slot, because that's how their personality was. So imagine our friendship crumbled over this minor little issue of like collaboration time. I'm just very man. As to how the founder of our friendship circle got pulled into this is because they themselves, I tell you, I kid you not, they themselves also dragged this person into the argument too. Oh boy, what a person, what a man, what a person to pull this kind of thing. Amazing. It's like it's late. My brain is on it. But like I said, it's so petty. It's so fucking petty. They have like no reasons, no rights, because it was our argument. How dare you bring our other friend into this argument? The founder basically said, she agreed that it was actually both our faults. Even I agree it's both my fault. Sure, I admit to my faults because I want to settle shit faster. That's why I admit to my faults faster than anything else. If I really cared, I'll admit to my faults. If I don't care, I won't admit to my faults. So that's one of the arguments we had. Another argument that made it even bigger, the fissure was an argument of like they were too early and I was late, and I wasn't notified that they were in the VC already while I was cleaning my room. They were well aware I was cleaning my room on that day. I kid you not. They were well aware. And I think our stream was supposed to be at 9:30 p.m. or something, or like 9 p.m. or something. I actually did tell them like, hey, can you come into the VC slightly earlier so we can have a sound discussion, because my sound setups are usually so scuffy. I've been told before that when I'm in the VC with people, the audio actually never goes through, or like they say that your friend's audio is too soft, we can't hear them. So I always have to do a sound test before my streams. Sometimes those sound tests either drag longer, or due to the sound test stuff comes up. I don't end up streaming in the end, but like it's fine, you know. But yeah, so I asked them in early preparation to just come into the VC, come early so we could do a sound test. Like I said, I was cleaning my room because let's just say it was time to clean up my stuff, my shit that I've been hoarding over months and years. More on that some other time, or maybe doing the stream, who knows. Maybe it might make a nice lighthearted story just to clear out all the bad energy currently. But anyway, so she's fully well aware I was cleaning my room. And the thing is this, it's not only the fact I decided to clean my room on that day specifically. I think I was cleaning my room for like a whole time, like a 2-3 days. Even my friends were saying like, yo Mika, what happened to you? Me, I've been cleaning my room for the last few days. But yeah, so very massive cleaning session. So when I was doing my cleaning, I did ask them, hey, are you done yet? Like, are you done eating yet or something? Like, are you in the VC yet? And they're like, I'm still eating. I'm like, okay. That was the last thing they told me. So someone's eating. You don't want to bother when people are eating. I only just send them a message asking if are they done yet with eating and stuff, like with their things. And then after I was done cleaning and stuff, I looked at the time and I'm like waiting on the message, and I barely got a reply from, not per se reply, or like I didn't hear anything back from them if they were done eating. Like, imagine as the person planning this, like I set up the time, you know. I'm the one who set up the time, planned the timing. I messaged them saying like, have you done eating? You would have expected them to at least, you know, the common courtesy to reply you back by saying like, hey, I'm done eating, I'm going to the VC now. At least common courtesy to do that. That's all I can say. They didn't do that. That's why I was late to the VC. So when I opened Discord and I looked into the chat, the voice chat, they're already sitting there by themselves. I received 0 pings, 0 messages from them. They just sat in the VC. Yeah, at least you're late. You're late is one thing, but the thing is this, I'm the one who organized the thing. If I'm late, it's another thing, but it's your fault in the sense of like not telling me you were done eating and stuff. Like, personally as the organizer, I would have liked it if at least the person had told me if they were running late or like something happened to them, because okay, let's just say that if we were doing a collab, Renee, if you were running late, I would still at least message and ask where were you, or like, are you okay, you know, what's up, something happened. If you were telling me that you had something to do and you're running late, I'll be like, oh, okay. I won't scold you over it. At least you had the courtesy to tell me a reason behind it, you know, why you were late and stuff. You have the reason. At least if I asked, you would have told me. The thing is, with the case with that bitch, I was well aware she was eating. She was eating at that time. And she should be well aware I was cleaning at that time. I'm usually very on time and on point with my plans and organizing things. Let's not talk about how often I do late, you know, a bit late streams and stuff, but it's because I have things to do before that, which cause my streams to be late, but at the same time, it's fine. It's my own stream. It's not like a collab stream. Collab streams are a different case, because I have to plan with people. If I'm late, it's one thing. If the partner is late, it's another thing. You know, it's typical group project stuff, I guess. I was aware they were eating. I didn't want to bother them anymore, so I was cleaning my room. In this case, they should have at least told me they were like done eating or something, because I didn't want to bother by saying like, hey, are you done eating? Because I don't know how fast they eat food. I seen people eat food for 30 minutes before. It is like fucking what? Like, this is back in school. I finished because our school breaks are usually either 30 minutes or an hour. So imagine having to finish food in like 10 minutes or like 30 minutes and stuff. I have seen people who take an hour to eat their meals. And we were still late for class at the end of the day because they also walked super slow. Like, bro, I don't know how fast you eat. I eat extremely fast because I want to get on with life, because my parents have told me this. If you eat slow, people are gonna be working faster than you already. It's like the same energy. You're a slow eater, you're gonna work slow. Eat fast, work sooner. You know? So of course I'll finish my fruit fast so I can get on with my life and get on with doing other stuff, because I only had an hour break. I wanna like at least get, I don't know, an anime in for like 30 minutes. I can watch like an hour break. That's 2 anime episodes. Or like I can eat my meal and watch anime. 2 episodes of anime, you know? Or like a whole fat Korean drama in that whole 1 hour's break. But like, yeah, I didn't know how fast this person ate. So I didn't want to bother asking them after the first round. It's like, are you done eating? They're like, no, I'm still eating. Okay. I'm fucking cleaning my room. How the fuck? Like, I actually kept checking my phone, you know? I kept checking my phone just in case like she messaged me or something. Like, I don't know. Call it maybe it's my fault, but the thing is this. Logics. Or human logic. I had to burp. Oh god. Call it human logic, but I had this mindset of if let's just say if you message me on Discord and I don't don't answer you on Discord, you have my other contacts, i.e. Facebook. She has my Facebook contact. If I don't reply you on Discord, you could have just messaged me on Facebook to tell me that you were in VC already. The thing is this, if she would have messaged me she was already there, I would have at least apologized by telling her, oh sorry, I didn't know that you were already there, you know? Because I will be, oh no, it's my fault. Oh shit, sorry bro, it's my fault for this case, for not noticing. But the thing is this, I saw her in VC waiting there. I have my rights to be pissed at her for not telling me. That is my case here. And she tries to redirect the issue with me by saying like, oh, because you're the organizer, you should know. Bruh. What kind of fucking statement is this? What type of entitlement is this? Just because I'm the collab organizer doesn't mean you have entitlement, bitch. Who do you think you am I, huh? We're on the same level. You have no entitlement. If you're entitled, I'm entitled too. Like, majority of the time, I think she was mostly pissed about that thing. So our founder friend was siding with the factor of like, our founder friend was basically targeted in this case, or like basically because she quote unquote sided with me on the fact of like it is also her fault. But the thing is our founder friend, she said it was both of our faults. Both. So she's not even attacking me only. She's not only attacking our bitch of a friend, she's also attacking me at the same time. So our friend here is on the neutral spectrum of things. So I'm just saying, very petty, very toxic. And we're talking about this person who has been friends with you since college. What the fuck? What the fuck kind of jaded friendship is this? If you were friends with this person since college, you should have been fairly aware, or at least like given some kind of, they should have known you better than me kind of thing. Like, what the fuck? If you're gonna blow up just because your friend sided with some other person, it says much about how close you are actually, or like how well you actually know your friend. In my case, I knew they, like, this person, our founder friend, was a very passive person, so they won't say things that will actually hurt people and stuff. So I legit DM them. I tell them, hey, said person, be honest with me. Whose fault is it, basically? But like, or basically I ask them like, what is your actual opinion about the situation? They said it, that she found it that both of us were in the wrong. Even I agree, like I said just now, I agree I was in the wrong for, I guess, not being aware that she was in the VC already, or like the fact that I should, have been there and stuff, what. Like, sure, that's my fault, but it is also their fault in the case of like they should have informed me that they were already done eating and stuff. That's my case enclosed. They refuse to admit their wrongs. That's the thing. They were fucking refusing it. Oh, it's so petty. It's so petty. Oh, at the end of the day, this is a fucking fat anecdote. A person is petty AF if they can find an argument out of this to literally cancel your friendship. At this point, even I find that it was worth to cancel the friendship at this point. Looking back at the situation, it's even worse. Not worse, but like the passive aggressiveness. How do you say? She was having fun with other people, and then she was posting it on Facebook. She was fucking straight up flexing her fun while the founder friend was suffering, and I was like vibing silently with my own things. I'm like looking through the timeline and I just keep seeing their shit. I'm here like, oh, that's nice that they're having a good time now. Scrolls more, and then lo and behold, one day I just heard from my friend saying like, oh, she just couldn't take it anymore, staring at all this, the person being happy and stuff. Even she was like, oh, I don't want to dampen their mood and stuff by me coming back. It's like, oh, what? Like, she was being so nice, really, really nice. And then now, after she told me how upset she was, me looking back at it, I'm here like, man, all these posts are fucking disgusting. Oh, fucking disgusting. Who are you trying to impress here, bro? What are you even trying to run off, you freaking like Omega bitch? Like, I'm trying to think, do I want to tell the story of like the other horrible bitch I met? Because that person is also not a piece of work, and they were my friend. They were like just a classmate that fought with me. Wait, actually, you know what? I just remember a core information. Oh my god. Okay, so regarding to this bitch, one of the fucking thing they called me out for, like in quotation more in sarcastic tones, is like, okay, so you're the founder's new best friend now, and I'm like blinking my eyes because instead of the word best friend, I blankly heard, oh, basically you're the person's new dog now. So if people, okay, I won't say if people don't get the universal term of like you're the person's dog now. It's basically the same saying of like you're their lap dog now or something. So I've been called someone's lap dog twice in my life. I kid you not, it was the most offensive shit I've ever heard. I am not a fucking lap dog. I swear to God. The only reason why I act like this is because A, I don't wanna find trouble. B, I don't want to find trouble. C, it's troublesome. It's all the same thing. It's like if I were to confine or like to any scenarios, it's just because like I probably see something really troublesome and I just don't want to bother with it. If I can avoid it, I'll try to avoid it. Life is short. Live it as much in well and healthy mindset as you can. So I won't say that I like the fact that I was called their best friend kind of context, in the sense of like they can see that I'm their lap dog now kind of context. Thing is this, at least I give the care and decency, unlike you, fucking bitch. Like, were you there to listen to them cry? No, I was the one doing that. Every time, what were you gonna do when you listen to them cry, huh? Nothing. At least at that, you know, I cried for them, you know. They weren't willing to cry. I was like, at some point, I was like doing the tarot card readings, I actually started crying for them instead. Because like I was like telling they were also about to cry. It was like how bad it was. Oh, it's so bad. I still remember about it. I kept yelling at my founder friend, be like, God damn it, your stupid emotional energies are kicking in. That's like aside from just now earlier on, like with me crying a bit, like I tend not to be a very emotional person. Like emotions are tiring, is all I can say. Like being angry and crying takes a lot of energy. That's why I try not to. Well, yeah. So I was called a lap dog for that case. Another case with the lap dog thing was because this one toxic friend of mine, basically, this toxic friend of mine had a very bombshell mentality, or like she's a ticking time bomb mentality, and I didn't want to bail on the friendship too soon because I didn't want anything to happen to them, in a sense of like not that I cared for them, but more in the fact I cared for myself scenario. Because like I said with the earlier answer of I can't be bothered with people that can't help themselves. Sure, I can give you my concern, my care, my attention, you know, like I can give you my attention and stuff, but like yeah, there's always that one condition. Bitch, you better help yourself, because I ain't gonna be there to support you 24/7. I can support you in like my own ways and stuff, but like I can't support you 24/7. I am not your social worker. I'm not your counselor. I'm your friend, you know. This is not my job. So like, thanks to this scenario, there was a whole argument with a different person, and then at some point, I guess this toxic bitch person called me my friend's lapdog, and I was like so offended. Oh, there's so many toxic people I met over like 2 years. I'm just straight out letting it all out on stream. Okay, I keep saying this toxic friend of mine because at that time I couldn't tell our friendship was toxic. I just knew it was a very bad friendship, but I didn't know it was that toxic or like defined as toxic, because like they're the kind of people that would suddenly send you a very dreadful text message and then delete it before you actually read it, and then pretend that they didn't do it. Like fucking. The thing is, I didn't make any notice, I didn't make any mentions, but I know, I saw, I just didn't want to say anything. Because like, I knew if I were to mention anything about this, it's gonna cause trouble for myself. Not to them, but for myself. So I didn't want to say anything. I know it's not kind of like a silent cry for help kind of moment, but like I said, I'm a trooper. I deal with the matters on my own. If I see stuff going AWOL already, I'll probably bail faster than anyone because I know where is like the situation, where I stand. But yeah, this person's personality was one of those kind of toxic person. I don't even know if they were aware that they were being toxic too, which is the funniest thing. And I will never know because I'm not their friend anymore, and they're not my friend anymore. But like, so we're in this friend circle, or like basically a group project of 10 people, and let's just say never work, or like if your group project consists of 10 people and the workload is very small, be careful is what I can say, because people are always jaded at older age and stuff. So there are like 10 people in this group, me, my friend, and another one of my companions basically, and then the rest of the 7 was basically actually congealed into one group. Then there was like the mega bitch from a mega bitch inside that 7, within that 7. She herself was a toxic person. She's the one who called me my toxic friend's dog. I'm here like, well girl, you yourself were also a bad person. I just didn't want to say anything. I just didn't want to call you out or anything. Like I called her out so many times to my friend circles before, because like it was so bad. It was so kind of feeling. And then like it's still, I think, a story that I never told on stream because I didn't find it worthy to talk on stream, because I don't do just chattings often because I don't find a reason to do just chatting. But with the light of my new I guess you can say, with how I'm moving on with how I'm taking streaming as, like, I'm just gonna like tell random stories of like life, the daily crap Mika has been through RRL before. So like just take it as this is one of them, I guess. So this mega bitch, I swear, she herself also had a mental issue as well. I should put the mental health tag on this stream, but like it's not in my field to say anything proper because I'm not studying it. But like maybe in the future I'll do that if it's something to do with mental health and stuff. Because I'm not trying to help with dealing mental health. I'm more like just calling her out for her shitty personality and stuff. My voice is getting bad. I can hear it from my own audio. Let's just see. she was basically tackling with the same issue as my toxic friend. Like they have the same mental disability or mental health issue, but the way they treated the scenario was very different. My friend still, okay, for the sense of ease, I'll just say like my friend basically, she was a decent human in a sense of like at least she could care, she could bother and stuff. It's just that personally I still think that it was just sad that she had to have this mental issue on her. Like, okay, this is saying that you're not born with it, it's just something that you cultivated over a year, you know. That's how it is with mental issues and stuff. Some they're born with them and some they're just cultivated over by the years. It's just bad that she got it over the years. She was actually a decent person too, she could have done so much, it's just that she couldn't help herself. I was just saying, I told one of my other acquaintances or my other friends that when I looked at this friend, I actually did saw potential in her. But due to her mental issue and stuff, her baggages basically, I didn't, as morbid as it is, I didn't see that she would make it far. That's how fast I already was in the mindset of dumping them already. Because there was the idea of like, Mika, Sin, it's not worth the friendship anymore. Just bail on them. But the thing is this, I always had a feeling that, yeah, I could do that, but I don't think they'll make it long. So for now, I'll just stick on the right as bad as it is. If it was really bad, I would just bail at that time. But I just held on, hoping for the best, you know, that they were going to either fix themselves or basically croak at some point in life already. Because I had a feeling already. It's like an intuitive feeling. Because like I said, they were beyond helping themselves. The whole social worker, counselor saying that they were beyond helping them already. They were giving up on them. That was already a sign, you know, that was already a reasoning. I already understood from that point as to like why they all said that, because even I started to realize that factor as well at some point after a long time. And it took that one toxic mega bitch to make me realize that. And some other few cases which I will not disclose because it was really bad. Like really bad. I got mentally stressed over that case. And the thing is, I was only just like, I was also lost at that time after college and stuff. Not college. Yeah, after kind of like high school and stuff, I was kind of lost already. So I just, the mental baggage is just painful. But like, yeah. So there were cases of she could have made it, just only that she could have made it, but yeah, that happened. So anyways, in regards to that mega bitch person, she had this bad habit of doing a lot of the work even though we didn't tell her to do any of the work. My friend was the group leader, so at that time I didn't want to. Okay, thinking back about it, what she said. God, I want to facepalm myself so hard. I also want to blame it's her fault at this point. I said that because she told me one time she wants to be the group leader because she doesn't like to take orders. My friend, this friend of mine, she said she doesn't like to take orders. I'm pinching the bridge of my nose. Not in sad, but in frustration because, oh Lord Jesus, because I acted more of like a group leader even though I'm the vice leader technically. I keep saying like, who wants to be the vice leader every time I join a group project, you know? Yeah. I mean, really, it's story time with Mika, I guess. Like, I don't have much stories other than like just this or like the very fresh stories and stuff. So she told me, also like Rini, I think these are like things that you have never actually heard me explain to you because like there wasn't a point in me explaining the story because like it's a redundant issue.
because I found it very redundant. But like, since we're talking about this already, might as well just come clean with a lot of things. So she told me before she wanted to be the group leader because she hated taking orders. But what a fucking irony looking back then, because she couldn't handle the group pressure. She couldn't handle the group pressure at the end of the day, because I was the one who ended up having to set a lot of bullshit in that group too. Because she got so pissed off at one point with the discussion that she fucking left the group chat itself. And I was the one left in there trying to fix the mess while physically next to the person itself, because we always hang out. So I was physically there trying to comfort them while also trying to manage the group itself. That was like in the mayhem scenario going on. Like, what a fucking shakes my head. Call it. I'm trying to think how do I phrase this without being too condescending is the word, because I always been told, or at least I've been said to have decent leadership skills. So multiple times when there's a group project, I could have stepped up to be the group leader, but I didn't want to take the responsibility to do shit. Because as a group leader, I kid you not, you have so much responsibilities to do. Like, you have to always organize plans for people. If we have to have group meetings, we also have to do that. You also have to keep check of like people's work progressions. That's also one thing too. And then if people don't reply you have to realize like, what do you have to do? Like, do you have to move the work to someone else? Do you have to settle the work yourself? And then if group members were to have problems or issues, they also have to consult with you and stuff. Like, there's a lot of baggage which I didn't want to do at that time, because I think during that time, I was going through the phase of low self-confidence as a leader, I guess. So I was in that state of like getting undermined, the fact of like, my ideas and stuff wouldn't be good. Like Mika, you will make a group leader and stuff. Man, the amount of times I have to clean up people's mess, I'm actually just a group leader at this point. Because there are some other cases of like one of our group members messing up, not listening to the teacher, and then I'm the one who's standing next to them, also understanding what I have to do because they weren't listening. Like, I'm always the person putting the issue out first instead of my own problems. I'm like, fuck. I'm more selfless as a member than a leader. But like, anyways. So they didn't want to be the... Okay, no. I already said that. So basically, the girl, basically the toxic bitch, that took all the work, she didn't bypass any of them through us. Like, she didn't ask us about anything, she didn't do anything, she just did them on her own, and then showed it to us. The funniest thing, sometimes she would have already printed all the stuff already out and then gave it to us, and we're like, okay, now what? Like, even I pestered my friend by saying like, are we not gonna start the project soon? Are we not gonna do anything? Like, what's the objective now? Like, what do we do now? Then I kid you not, even my friend was like saying like, oh, it's not gonna be due anytime soon, we can do it later. Or like, basically she's being procrastinating as well. She's wishy-washy and procrastinating. Horrible as a group leader for that kind of trait. Like, what else was there? Aside from that work thing, she did a lot of other workloaded based things without telling us, and then she had the audacity to complain about like, oh, we weren't doing any of the job. She's the only one doing all the work. But the thing is, in the first place, you didn't have to do all the job. You know, you didn't have to do all the work. It's the group project. What the fuck, bitch? You're just playing I kid you not. Kid you not. I literally said that. I think I remember telling her off by saying like, bruh, you're playing the victim card. That's how fucking toxic I can get, or that's how fucking nasty I can get with arguments. I will pull cards like this. I literally pulled I said that she was pulling the victim card on us. Mind you, it was the first time I never slept for 2 days straight. So I was super unhinged at that time. Yeah, I know, first gonna be very stressful during those scenarios. But what to do? Like I said, it's worse. It was like 10 people too. Yeah, so 10 people was the worst things. That I even accessed the group project itself. I have my fair complaints. It was a group project meant for a 5 to 6 member team. I've never seen a group project requiring a membership of like 10 people to work on. Even when I accessed the workload, it didn't need 10 people. The teachers themselves were like, yeah, 10 people for a single group project. The teachers themselves were just lazy to mark our grades because our class was of like a 50-60 student ratio, 80 maybe 70, I don't know, just a lot, 40, 45, like a lot of people. Yeah, it was overkill. That's what I'm just saying. They didn't want to mark a lot of people of work. That's why they decided, okay, 10 people in a group. I fucking swear. Like, what the fuck? I hated it. I don't want to be racist. I don't want to say the thing. I don't want to say what nationality they were, but like, oh my god, she was a fucking bitch. Not a bitch too. Because she was a teacher that showed favoritism to people. And I shake my head. Teachers that show favoritism to people, they're the worst kind of people. Especially in college too. Shakes my head. But like, yeah. So this girl, she kept complaining. She even sent a crying message before, or like just a text saying that she was too busy, like she was so stressed out though, and what, you know, just playing victim so hardcore. But in reality, apparently from what my friend said, she looked into her Instagram. This toxic bitch, this toxic Mika bitch, she was out drinking. Could you believe it? She was out drinking while having the audacity to say that she did all the work without any help. Yeah. She was out drinking, and then when we were talking in the group chat, the time Discord wasn't thing. We were talking in the group chat about the workload and stuff, and then we were having an argument and stuff, like just a minor argument about like, you know, workload and stuff, no one's doing anything. Then like people are getting pissed off and stuff. Like she was so agitated, and then she was drinking at that time too. Like, what the fuck? And then she made a post. Apparently she did a post saying stuff like, oh my god, I can't believe this group. So legit, just one of those really toxic people. And the thing is this, it's not one of those like, haha, she was drunk while doing this. No, she was fully sober when doing this. It's just how bad of a nature she has. I think I'm trying to think what other bad things about her that I can point out, because like, man, this is what you get for if you get on my bad side. Like, I'm very observant. Because I'm also the one who had to deal with the issue too. Oh yeah, I think she basically like I said, the whole drinking thing was one thing, and then like the whole playing innocent was one thing, and then afterwards she left the VC as well. The VC, I keep saying it's a VC group chat, the WhatsApp group chat. So she left it, and then following after, I think the other members also left, or at least they were working behind the scenes. So we found out those 7 members were actually in cahoots with each other. They were working behind our backs, and actually the teacher knows,
and they approved of it. That's why I say I fucking hate the teacher for showing favoritism to the girl. The teacher was in cahoots with it because the teacher also didn't like my friend because over one stupid exercise that they refused to do. So like this teacher is basically our okay, it's not a secret that I used to take business as a major back long ago. So this was for my human resource management or like just human resource class. So our teacher or our lecturer basically asked us to do kind of like a icebreaker, one of those icebreaker activities where we would go around the room, talk to people, chit chat, you know. So my friend has a quote unquote anxiety issues, so refused to get out and talk to people. So the thing is this, I could also have done the same thing too, but at the same time I wanted to just sit there with my friend, or I basically like, you know, if my friend can do it, I can do it too. I'm just gonna sit there and do nothing too. I'm not gonna interact with people, you know, because I also wasn't inclined or like wasn't into interacting with people, or like I didn't have much hobbies to talk to people with. I was like young at that time. Like if people were asking like, oh, do you have any interesting things to talk about? I'm here like, very minor. At the very least, I can give them tea about like, oh, I can't cook food, or I can't do this. Or one time I was in like a VC and I met this weird people or weird person. Like the only thing I can ever tell someone or like the story to a normie is like this like voice call stories and stuff. That's all I can do. I have to find a lot of relatable things because I don't consume often like pop culture stuff. That's the thing. So it was really hard at that time. Worst to worst, I was an anime nerd, like very anime nerd at that time, so it was hard to voice out or tell people like, hey, my name is Mika, I watch anime, what's your favorite anime, without being cringe, you know? No, not everyone at that time watched anime. They would watch like drama, like what was that one? You're one from the stars, something sun? The one from the sun? I don't know. It's like an old gay drama or something. They would like, you know, all this sort of thing. You tell people you watch those, they'll understand like, oh my god, they're like the character from this is this. Like, they will tell you that, you know, like these were like typical gossip or like typical conversations at that time for my case. So there was no point unless someone, you know, watched anime like me. So at that time already was like attached to my friend unwillingly because she also watched anime, and then yeah, I had no other reasons to talk to other people. So I guess you can say it's my fault for that case too, but like yeah, never mind. Bygones be bygones. It's already past history. So we all realized that because of that incident, our teacher, our lecturer actually hated her because of that. Just because she didn't want to participate in her little icebreaker game, she got really salty. But then again, I realized there are other handful of incidents and issues which are also part of my friend's doing too. Because apparently she was one of those students that would pick fights with the teachers. Yes. Where I'm from, there are students that still pick fights with teachers. Even worse to worse, principals. She's that bad. But the thing is this, she has like her own valid points, but at the same time there's always the fact of like better to not say at this point to lessen issues and burdens, you know? But she chose to fight instead of flight. Good on her, but not in this case, which is like, for me, I choose not to fight. I just flight instead, or like just listen quietly, because this was the saying, I'm never going to see these people ever again after I graduate. Why the fuck would I want to bother fighting with them? Unless I really want to like leave this school and like leave this class, you know? There's no point in fighting them. I just wanted my shit, you know? Shit and just go. Okay, so because of that incident, the teacher actually approved of our group splitting to a 7-3 ratio group membership thing. But the thing is this fucking teacher, I swear, this fucking teacher didn't even tell us that our group was basically split into two. She approved of failing 3 students, i.e. me, my one friend, and my toxic friend. She agreed to failing all 3 of us and approving the group of 7 people. It's just that 7 people group had to submit their own project. So when my friend would submit her project, our project, it wouldn't be graded. And then she wouldn't have included 3 of us in it. That's how toxic it was. That's how bad the teacher was. And I can't believe like someone like that actually exists and they actually are a lecturer. I was like so amazed. Like, what the fuck? I never thought like a person this undecent would be a teacher. Of all things, human resources. Like, what the fuck? I swear that school, not that school, that semester, that fucking year, the wackest year I've ever had as a student. Like, I've been studying for very many years already. Like, I won't say super long years, but like I've encountered like different teachers before. The school I went to before that current school, I had so many nice teachers. Like, even my classmates all loved the teacher there. Our homeroom teacher was the best homeroom teacher. We even made, you know, a goodbye video for her. You know, that's how much we loved our homeroom teacher. We made a goodbye video for her when she was leaving school. Because like, she was married, she was pregnant, so she was like going to go on maternal leave and as well as retire as well to raise the kid. So like before she left, we gave her a cake. We show her memory videos and stuff. We gave her even an album, you know. But that fucking teacher, that fucking favoritism showing ass motherfucking bitch, I wouldn't even send her a fucking postcard. Just saying, I wouldn't even send her a postcard or a single piece of paper. This is just how much I hated her. But this stupid teacher. Hey, the fuck? You're a person at a teaching institute. You shouldn't be doing this. It's like against code of conduct, I guess you can say. I mean, like, sure, people have to, you know, earn money, but what the fuck? What kind of fucking jaded ass bitch are you to be like this, to approve of like this thing just because some student, some kid didn't want to do your little stupid icebreaker? Not everyone likes icebreakers, okay? Sure, it helps develop the group effort, you know, not group effort, but like, you know, get to know people and shit. But like, at the end of the day, it's not like all of us are actually gonna be friends. It was only there so that we can form groups. But the thing is, even when we made the group project itself, it was still scuffed at the end of the day. So what the hell? So like, what the fuck? Shakes my head. I just can't. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought actually, TBH, I thought this crazy toxic bitch would have been like a decent person. Like, I didn't mind her because she was just as unhinged as me. Although a little, after seeing her bad nature, I just dropped her completely. She was a two-faced too. She was a very two-faced person too. What else did she do about the things that make me hate her? There's like, it's bits and pieces. It's so many bits and pieces because like, just hating on her was like a whole Bible story. I think I classified her, like my favorite classification for her was, she was the type of character you would see in an American teen TV show. That was the mean girl character that would bully the MC of a TV show. She was one of those characters. A textbook real life of it, like a real life textbook book example of that kind of person. Like, you would think it was really unrealistic to ever see these kind of people in real life, but no, I've met one and that's her. she would hang out with a bunch of like, okay, not just hang out, but like after that whole incident, that 7-man group people incident, she ended up hanging only together with that 7-man group people, and then only me and my other 2 friends were always hang out. And then it's so annoying because they always sit at the front of the lecture hall, and they will always talk so loud. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? The girl also talks really loudly, not very annoying accent too. It's like, man, I love British accents, but oh lord, she makes the British accent so horrible. I never ever want to hear her talk, ever, period. Because that's much how annoying she was. I think... okay, I think I remember another story about her that was really funny. It's funny on me because like I know how much of a fake person she is. She's... So, she basically, I guess you can say, sprained her ankle. Okay. It's horrible for me for laughing at this, but she sprained, quote unquote, sprained her ankle, and she was holding a... what is this? Those clutches? You can say, like, you know when people break their leg in a hospital, they have to use those to help them walk until their leg recovers because the other leg was incapable of moving. She brought a pair of those to school when her ankle was only sprained. And how she sprained her ankle was from jumping off the bed by accident. I'm blanking my eyes if anyone's ever thinking. Do you see how much of a drama queen she is? She only sprained her ankle and she brought only those 2 things to school in her backpack as well. So about our classroom design, our lecture hall design, we have a bottom level and a top level. Top levels you can get by walking up staircases. But the thing is this, the bottom level staircases, or like the bottom level floors, you can actually access them from the front door. You don't actually have to climb the stairs all the way up and walk down. She chose the hard way. And after going up the staircase to go to the top floor of the table area, she still walked all the way down because she likes to sit at the front of the desk. Like, girl, what the fuck? You could have just went in the front door, like, a fucking clown parade here. We have a fucking clown parade here, I swear. Like, she really was the queen of queen drama. Like, I didn't expect to ever see one in real life. I always see them in like teas and dramas and stuff, but like I didn't expect to actually see one for real. That's so fucked up. I think like there was also like one of the other iffy things about her, that she was actually dating one of the people in that group too. And then I looked at the guy that she was dating. There's always the idea of like she could have done better. You know, the feeling of like, she's a 10 but he went for the 2 kind of moment. But like, even me and my other friend, we already knew the reason why she would date these 2 was because they were also like, I guess their dog in that case of like they would carry their stuff, bring their shit everywhere they go for them, you know, that kind of scenario. That's why they were together. Like, I don't think they actually loved each other from the way it seems. Like, they might look like a couple, but I swear they probably weren't an actual couple or anything. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if like after the whole entire school year that time, they're already broken up at that point. When like after that incident and then COVID hit, man, stuff took like a different turn. When I stopped being friends with the toxic person, it was so funny of the toxic bitch to message me asking I was okay after the friendship ended and stuff. Like, oh, she was so upset, like being a very fake bitch as she was as usual. Drama queen showing as if she cares for real, but she doesn't. She acted or saying like, oh, I actually wanted to be her friend again. Actually, I said, oh, I actually wanted to talk to her so many times, but I couldn't must still have the ability to talk to her. Like, girl, who the fuck you trying to fake here? Like, sis, what? Cause like I said, we were closer to our friends, so we actually knew how much hatred she had for this toxic person. So whatever you say is literally just 1 ear in, 1 ear out, if I could say. Oh my god. Thankfully, I never ever kept in contact with this person ever again. Like, that's the funniest thing is, after okay, let's just say, maybe I gave her a bit of a leg up, gave her some credibility, but then she started trauma dumping me instead. So because of that trauma dumping issue, I was like, you know what? None of this. No. Mika says no to this. I will not adhere to this bullshittery. I already ended the friendship with one toxic person that was baggage to me. I ain't gonna do this the second time with another person. Oh god, it's almost 7 a.m. I'm probably gonna be seeing the sun out soon. I probably should rest soon. My voice is gonna be so bad. Maybe I should stream art later today. Actually, I wanted to stream yesterday, but then I was like too tired. Yeah, but I managed to catch on people's streams. It's nice. Suddenly, I felt like today's content stream really took a lot of turns. I wanted to actually talk more about the whole MIA from the Twitch community for almost like 2 years, but I ended up ranting more about the other friend circle instead. Maybe I go BRB for a moment to get like more water and like a piss break, because I really do want to get all the venting out I can before anything else. Cause I don't want to talk about this midstream if I were to do an art stream later today. So I'm a BRB. Instead, I'm just rambling on against the fact of like a bunch of toxic people that I've encountered so far in the last 2 years, Cosine. like I didn't want to say shit to you because I feel bad if I brought it up to you too. Plus, you were also like a working adult. You don't want to hear this kind of content, like context. So I'm like just venting it out on stream. If you heard it by chance, cool. Like I've met several, as of current, three toxic. Okay, wait, never mind. 4 toxic people. I've met 4 toxic people. The 4th, wait, math, 5, including the lecturer. Let's continue the adventures of Mika and toxicity. Like there was another girl, but like her toxic ass was because she was fucking two-faced ass motherfucking. I would legit, she was a two-faced bitch too. Just like she would act nice, and then the moment you ask her, hey, what you doing? How hey, what you doing? Like the moment you ask her what she's up to, how she is, she gives you the fucking resting bitch face, and if not, she will be like, what the fuck you want from me? Like, hey yo, I'm just here to ask how you are, you know? Like, I thought we were amigos, companions, you know? Apparently not. Even though we work in the same group project. So basically, she's the type of person that if she has something to look for, or like she needs something from you, she'll act nice, and then after, when you're useless, or like, you know, when she finds someone to lynch off of, she acts like a bitch to you. Basically, she acts like a mean person to you. Like, I don't want anything from you. What the fuck are you talking to me for? Like, I knew her as a person like that in my previous college and stuff. So when I moved to my new college, after that, I met her again. And I was like so surprised because I was like, I didn't expect her to be in this school. I thought, you know,
my last friendship had one of those moments of like, we fought over some petty stuff, but afterwards, at the end of the day, we ended up becoming friends again. And then she's one of my long-term, I guess you can say best friends, or at least close friend. I wouldn't call her best friend. I would just call her close friend. I don't like the term best friend. Never a good term. I don't like to judge who is the best kind of thing. I'll just say you're close or acquaintance. You know, the kind of context. Like I would say like, Ernie, you're my close friend. Kosan, you're my close friend. I won't say you guys are my best friend, but you're my close friend. Close enough. But like, yeah. For the others, like, sorry, you guys are either companions or friends for now. Close friends are for the special cases. There's no need too long. You know my bullshit for too long already. But like, you guys are accompanying me, still appreciate it, nonetheless. But at the same time, so I was amazed that she was in the same college as me for this round. I thought befriending her would be fine. You know, I thought she wouldn't be two-faced again because, you know, we were kind of like one of those, yes, I didn't have any friends in this class. You too? Hey, do you want to be friends again? Like, do you wanna like, you know, support each other kind of bullshit, you know? Friend to friend, perhaps, you know, that kind of scenario. Like, you would rely on each other. If there's group project, you would rely on each other kind of bullshit. I sat in the same, I kid you not, I sat in the same row with her for like a marginal few times, but that was only during the first few weeks because apparently she was still new to the school. So she didn't have any friends, and we will only have like one class together that's the same class. So of course, the subsequent classes pass. Of course, she would stray away from me and start sitting with a bunch of other people. Do you know how fucked up that was? To look at it actually happen before your fucking face. And the thing is this, I didn't want to ask, I didn't want to do anything because I already knew what type of person she was. So one time, merely, I just walked into the classroom and then I noticed she was already sitting with a bunch of other people already. I was like, I see where this is. I see how this is. Well, I guess I'm sitting alone as per usual. I mean, at the time I still have like another acquaintance, but I wasn't her friend and I didn't want to pester her or like want to aggressively be her friend because she was the type of person that likes to be alone, alienate herself from others, like do her own stuff. So she wasn't really much of a companion to share shit with. So I didn't bother with that. But she was a decent person. If you were to ask her about questions, she would still answer you, you know, like a normal person. Unlike that two-faced bitch. You ask her one question like, hey, what's the class test? She doesn't even answer you with a proper answer. And you'd be like, what the fuck? I'm not even asking you for money. I'm just asking you, what's the class test? Were you not paying attention to? What the fuck? Like, it's just that bad of a person. It had other people, an old friend of mine, I messaged. I won't say I detest her, I just find her irking. I think I mentioned her before, like at some point, like earlier on in my first just chatting stream, that she irked me in a annoying way, but she wasn't a bad person. Like even she agreed that two-faced bitch was also a very irking person too. Like she also realized that she was slightly of a mean person too. And I'm here like, okay. So I wasn't being a delusional person when I thought she was a bit of a ass as well. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I get the habit of like when I notice someone's an asshole or something and then I go, maybe I'm delusional. And then I find out, oh, I'm not delusional. Everyone also thinks they're an asshole too. I just called it out faster than everyone else. Same with the voice chat incident too, when I was the only one left in that VC. Noticed the person was an ass. Everyone agreed. What else is there? So that's one of them. One of the toxic people I met over the 2 years of being away from the community.
I already mentioned about the toxic lecturer I had for the first time. Never expected that. Teacher that showed favoritism to people. Even agreed to a student's schemes. Agreed to a student's scheme, which is basically if the 7 people students were to submit their work, the ratio of 3, including me in that group of 3, wouldn't be graded for that, and I would have failed her class basically. They agreed to that scheme of her, or scheme of that student, because even that toxic bitch, the toxic lecturer actually favoritism her. She actually liked her. That's why she agreed to it. They worked together. That's how bad it was. I think, speaking of which, I remember I was at like an anime convention and stuff. I was supposed to attend a group meeting with them, but I was like, fuck that shit, I ain't going to do that. I need self-care. I need actual social companions outside of outside of this fucking mess. I actually have a life, you know? It was so bad because I actually met the toxic friend of mine at the anime convention afterwards. And the thing is this, the toxic mega bitch was saying like, oh, she's probably at the anime convention or something, or like doing something, like they actually called me out for it or something, but like in a very toxic manner. The thing is this, yeah, so what? I'm at an anime convention, what are you gonna do about it? I'm having the time of my life outside of this shitty hellhole. I'm gonna enjoy life, unlike you people mulling over like a stupid group project. Fucking, what the hell? Go touch, okay, the term touching grass wasn't a term at that time, but like, yes, please go touch grass at that time. Like, who gets a one-up kink out of this? Like, it's just a group project, Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck's wrong with you people? I think I also did a roast statement of, if this toxic mega bitch were to ever work outside of work, she would instantly get fired. That was my hot take about the scenario. Because of her stuck-up personality, she thinks she's better than everyone's personality. Whoever is her boss, whoever is her superior, will straight out look at her and be like, don't get cocky. Do, you know, that kind of moment, like, respect your superiors kind of thing. She's a person who doesn't respect people. That's all I can say, that toxic mega bitch. She will not respect anyone. She only respects herself. And then she's probably gonna get fired just because of that. And then she's gonna start drama again. over just getting fired from her job. I wouldn't be surprised. And could you believe it? Of all the people, the toxic lecturer likes her. Ha! Funny! How the turn... Okay, I won't say how the turntables have turned, but it's like, what a small world it is! You know, in a moment. So that's 3 for 5. Yeah, and then there's my toxic friend. That's not my friend anymore. And then the recent one, which is like the recent tea I have. It's probably daytime, it's 7 AM. I probably could see the sun at this point. Like the toxic friend, she has her own issues, which are like, she's one of those people that basically will hold her life as a hostage kind of moment, and I mentally was drained as it is. So that was the thing. She was a good person, but she was a person who couldn't help herself, and then she held herself in that kind of manner. Just no. I could see a tornado coming at that time already, so just no. But yeah. That's one, and then like I said, the recent one, which is super petty, toxic person. She got so agitated just because over one small argument. Like, I was saying, if you're still here, the basis of like it was a plan. Okay, organizing a plan thing and then not properly executing the plan. That's basically the scenario here. I was the organizer, they were the participant. Just because I couldn't make it based on my organized time, because I was cleaning my room,
and then they were having dinner at that time, you know. I asked them before, are they done eating? They said they weren't done eating. I was considerate enough to not bother them because they were still eating and I didn't know how long they ate food, you know. And then when I checked back into the VC, I saw they were just sitting in the VC all by themselves without even messaging me, you know. And then they're still pissed off at me for not doing that. They're like, you know, for the person who organized the thing, I expected you to be here first. That's their reasoning, their fucking take. You know, that's how toxic they were. And then there was the fact of like this person in a public VC with some two strangers, like me, a friend of ours, a companion of ours, her, two strangers, and she has the shameless audacity to say that, hey, Mika, Sin, we're not friends anymore. Oh, fucking. I cannot. It's so fucking scuff. And then the fact that she's so agitated that I placed my other friend's relationship before hers. And then she demands that I give her consideration to her feelings. Like, what the fuck? Who do you think I am? So basically, that's all the spicy tea I have so far for the past 2 years. Of like the most spiciest tea I have regarding to community circles and stuff. It's nice, it's nice. Oh, my bottle fell. Ah! Hey, what else can I say? Just donking hard. It's 7:30. I'm in the chill one. I already vented out all the frustration I had for that whole entire situation. I'm like going into chill mode again. Okay, let me see if I can. I want to read this out while I'm still streaming it because I think it's a nice goodbye message or like a nice message to end before I end stream. Because I remember what I wrote at the end is a very nice message. Even I think it's a very nice message too. Cozy. Okay, let me just read this and then I'll end stream because I do need my sleep. Thanks to the whoever is in VC, whoever is in the Twitch chat listening to a delusional and delirious girl talking for like fucking almost 4 hours straight on a weekday. A weekday night. I mean, for you guys, it's probably nighttime for you guys, or like so. Some of our friends is already night, but you know, happy time zone. So here, technically, I wanted to do kind of like this kind of writing before a long time ago, before the fallout. But like this will do for now. Like I would have to rewrite that whole entire script too because like I said. With the whole new limelight of like seeing things, it's just different now. I just see things really different now. So I have to change whatever I written on there. But like when I'm ready, I'm probably gonna read it on stream too. So this is probably gonna be the first time for people to actually see how I actually write my things. Or basically like my long text of writing. Because I always find that although verbal communication is good, there's sometimes some stuff I can't say verbally or like I can't find the correct words. Or like I don't realize some things that I say make sense or not. But then like whereas when I do my writings, at least I can read over what I typed over time and correct whatever errors or like whatever points I'm trying to give. And also the fact that I'm not gonna be like everywhere like now because like when I start talking I can change topics like every 5 seconds just to try and explain a lot of things to settle like a level ground and stuff. But like for this one it's really just talking about me waking up from this lucid dream for 2 years worth of lucid dreaming. And then coming back to the community, it's basically that. Like the whole summary is just that, and then I'm happy to be back again. Kind of want to address this for like quite some time. It's just I never found the timing correct. But since it's this hour now, it's a good time. It's a good time. It was an emotional beginning for this stream, but it's gonna end, I guess, at like a very strong start. Hopefully, I don't mid break into crying while reading this out. Okay. One last sip of water. One last sip of water before I read. Feels like forever since I came back to this community and Twitch. In the extent of my absence, I've experienced and encountered varieties of people. Had my ups and my downs, but I powered through all of them on my own. Recently, the end of my June had a strong fallout. I never felt such a strong wake-up call. I've never realized that I was consistently on a lucid dream for 2 years. Despite telling myself and others I was a grounded person. Relationships that I had built on my own for 2 years while I was away from this beautiful community was great while it lasted. Now all I see are a handful of strangers with the same hobby as me in reality. After the fallout, it made me realize how much I missed this community and its people, its warmth, its energy. Visited some Twitch streamers on the 1st of July. Visited community a little more today, on the 2nd of July. The warmth of hearing welcome back, in quotations, from old companions and social back and forth from streamers and chat. It all felt like I was returning home from a long journey on the sea alone. Wake up. The wake up made me remember the beauty of seeing an actual face behind the screen, as well as getting to know people on many different levels. There is always a special feeling when it comes to streamers and their community outside of VTuber scene. In case life goes on, we have our ups and we have our downs. Moving forward with my life currently, this is but a chapter, an arc that is ending, an experience we would at some point of life experience. I feel less strained now after looking back. Home is where the heart is. I feel at home again. Stay safe and hydrated, everyone. And with that, we can conclude stream because that's the only ending message I can give to people.